Hunter Basement, please don't vacuum that Parmesan, actually said with his human face in a podcast that released yesterday that he thinks it's courageous to sell art for $500,000 to anonymous investors. What planet is this? If you were looking for something to listen to for 30 minutes as you drive your car off the nearest cliff, I would highly recommend this podcast. This conversation was extremely cringe, and I really wish I could get that 30 minutes of my life back. Having the last name Basement pretty much means it's in your bloodstream to be a complete and total gaffe machine. So throughout the interview, you could hear him frantically searching for words to say that weren't the actual words that he wanted to say. The interviewer's like, have you ever been to any art fairs or any art galleries that you like? And he's like, well, I can't remember the last time I've been to an art fair. It was like, there's like a couple pictures hanging up outside at the flea market art fair. Let me remind you that 1 month ago, a Pablo Picasso original painting that's been sitting in a closet in Maine for 50 years just sold for $150,000. Pablo Picasso is one of the most famous artists in human history, was a painter for nearly 80 years, and has been dead for almost 50. Yet Hunter Basement decided to start blowing paint through a straw, and that's going to sell for $500,000. Courage! The interviewer was like, you always did art, right? And he's like, yeah, I always had a sketch pad and I wrote poems. A sketch pad? Yes. Do you guys actually believe that Hunter Basement was just sitting in his home art gallery sketching and painting for the last 50 years? Are you joking me? This guy has a very peculiar life story, and he has been allegedly traveling around the planet grifting off of his last name and collecting bags of dark money throughout his entire life. In yet another desperate attempt to hide in plain sight and extract more cash as a result of his position, he recently wrote a book that sold less than 10,000 copies in its first week. To put this into perspective, in 2017, conservative podcast host Michael Knowles dropped a 266-page book called Reasons to Vote for a Democrat that had nothing but blank pages, and it was an Amazon bestseller. But hey, nothing to see here, just Big Hunty, selling $500,000 garbage blown through a straw to anonymous investors, which is just another clever way of hiding the identity of the people that purchased them. Yet, interestingly, some news outlets remain perplexed that there would be any ethics concern. Because, of course, we can just casually forget that legitimate journalism about the laptop that may or may not have been his, as according to his own words, that clearly was suppressed in the mainstream media, was suppressed online here. And of course, we can casually forget that this dude broke federal law by lying on an application for a firearm. We can forget his signature on the repair receipt for that lappy. We can pretend that we haven't seen all of the videos, photos, and audio clips of him quite literally breaking the law, allegedly, obviously, allegedly, whatever. We can forget that he openly admitted with his own mouth that he was doing this during the campaign, which, let me remind you, was 6 months ago. We can casually forget that his attorney placed a phone call to get the lappy back that was supposedly not his a couple days after that story ran. We can casually forget that while in a relationship with his brother's widow, that she took his gun and threw it in a nearby dumpster. We can forget that also in that relationship, he had a baby with a stripper who he claims he does not even remember meeting. And also his lappy, that maybe isn't his, revealed that she was on their payroll of his consulting firm until 2 months after the baby was born, and then she was taken off. But hey, I get it. It's ridiculous, right? Why would you even take into consideration somebody's past behaviors while looking at what they're doing right now in real time? Whatever. It's like, it's just millions of dollars. Who cares? It's probably nothing. It's probably nothing.